Hi, John here at Strong Oak Painting Service. Welcome to part 2 of the Fallschirmjager painting tutorial. As you will know, if you watched the previous video, I went from the undercoating stage right through to the finished block painted figures of 6 figures, making up an MMG team and a mortar team. I've got one figure here which I'm now going to proceed to do the next stage, which is to use this strong tone by Army Painter. It's like a varnish and a shading system. You paint it on, it gives a nice protection of varnish over the top of the figure, but also at the same time shades it. It's really good stuff. I use it on all my figures, and I will basically do that stage, and then I'll proceed on to the highlighting stage and the basing stage. So let's start off by giving this a coat of varnish. You can put as much on the brush as you like. Just liberally I paint it on. You can dip it, that's what they recommend, but I actually prefer to paint the varnish on because I feel that I get more control over where the varnish goes. If I get large amounts, I can just take it off with a brush, and I can get into all the little creases and put as much in as I want. It will run as it dries, so it will run into all the little creases, which is absolutely great. It really brings the detail out. To be honest, when they're varnished, they are shiny, they are a gloss finish, and you look at them and you think, I'm not sure about this, but once you put a matte coat over the top, they really do look good. So just make sure there's no large amounts, and make sure it's gone into all the little creases. The face, always check the face, make sure it's gone into the areas of the face to make a nice facial feature. So there you go, that's the figure all done. As you can see, it's all covered there, and I just leave that to dry now. So let's just put him down with the others. I'll move this out of the way and I'll bring them on. I've already previously done all the other figures. As you can see, they've all been varnished as well as the equipment. So I've done the mortar and the machine gun. So I'll leave them now for 24 hours to dry, and then we'll carry on with the matte coat over the top. So see you soon. Okay, we've left the Army Painter wash to dry overnight, giving it about 24 hours. As you can see, the figures are now have a gloss finish. The detail on the faces, really nice, where the wash is soaked into the recess of the face and on the clothing. So what it is now, it's a case of making these matte now. So the varnish that I use is an acrylic varnish, which is actually used by artists, and that's this varnish here. I use this on all my figures. Occasionally I do vehicles with a airbrush varnish, but the majority of the time my actual figures are done with this varnish. So if I pick one of the figures, here we go, we've got the loader for the MMG, and you liberally just paint it over the model, making sure you get into all the little creases. When she dries, you'll see if you've missed any of the areas, but you can then pick them out and just put a bit of varnish onto that area that you may have missed. So there you go, she's all varnished up. So we'll now leave that to dry. Doesn't take long to dry. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video there, and I'll be back in a little bit when I've got them all varnished. Okay, I've let the varnish dry for around about half an hour. The figures now have gone to a matte state, so let's have a little look. There we go. As you can see, the features and clothing has really come up nicely. There still seems to be a little bit of a sheen on them. I think that might be to do with the weather, because it's quite moist in the air at the moment. That might be meaning that the varnish isn't drying quite as quickly. So I'll probably leave these overnight before I carry on, and then I will start putting the next layer of paint on. So I will be back with that video shortly. Cheers. Okay, I've let the figure dry overnight, and as you can see, she's all ready for the next coat. So basically we now go back to the original colours and start applying them to the model. So the first one we need to do is the 977, which is the sand colour. So let's do that one first. So it is just a case of just tapping on them, just putting the highlights on, leaving some of the shading to show through. Like so. Let's do the other leg. That's all the sand done. Okay, next up is the green. Which was the 924. Right, so let's just start to just touch the edges and the areas. Remembering, of course, he's going to have another coat on it as well. So really just so it's just a case of just painting the colour on. This is obviously the largest part of the model on this particular one. So there you go, that's the shade of the green on. That's the sand and the green done. So next up we put we do the webbing, which was 984. Okay, let's just go 984, and that we just pop onto the webbing and pistol holder. Okay, that's that all done. Do the bread bag next, which was 821. Just take a bit off, there's a bit too much paint on that one. Like so that's the bread bag highlighted. Let's do the water bottle, which was 826. So like the gas mask container, which was 890. That's basically all the basic colours done on the uniform. Just do the helmet next, which was 877. Okay, so that's the trousers done, the jacket done, the webbing all done, gas mask container done, the bread bag, water bottle and the helmet. Two parts have not been done. I've not done the boots, well the black actually, the black boots, the black hair, and I've not done the flesh because I don't go over the same colour when I do them. I actually go to a highlight colour, and for the black I would use 995. So we will do that now. There we go. And then the flesh, I switched to model colour 845, which is a nicer flesh. And then we just pick out the top part there, side of his face. And pick out his hands. Try and pick out the individual figures if you can. gone a bit wrong just here by the eye, so let's see if we can correct that. What I'm going to do is use the dark brown I had. Just going to mix a fair amount of water with it and just see whether we can just repair that just here. That's it. That just puts a little dab in there. Okay, so that's the figure all done. Just gonna do one little bit there that I don't, where I've done that. That's better. Right, that looks better. So there's the figure all done. It's all been highlighted. So if I just get, I've done all the others, if I just bring them all on. And I'll have a look at them. I'll put that on that side. There you go. So, as you can see, they've all been painted to that standard. All of the extra coat on, just making them stand out a bit more of all the creases. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just let that to dry for a little while, and then I'm going to put on the next layer, which is a highlighting layer, and I'll just get that paint all sorted out, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here's the same figure again. Going to give it another layer of highlights. So we put it just there, and the first one is do the trousers. Now I would use 819 for this, which is the Artizan. Okay, so get that on the brush and just highlight areas on the figure. Like so. Sorry, going out of camera there for a minute. Still working on the sort of cameras, and I'm using a phone at the moment to do these, but I'm looking to getting a camera set up at some point. Hopefully help me improve the quality of the videos. Okay, so that's the sand highlights done on the figure. We do the jumpsuit next, which is a mixture of the 50% 924, which was the green, and 50% of the Iraqi sand, the 819. Mix it up. If you don't like the mixture or the colour, just add a bit more of either, just to get the colour that you wanted. So we're going to try with this mixture here. So let's just start highlighting. Always remember, of course, that when the figures on the table is what you will see most of the time. You don't look at them as close as we are here on the camera, so you want them to look good while playing the game, so it's always wise to maybe go a little bit lighter than what you think it should be, because it will stand out more on the table. This is all the coat jumpsuit being done. Okay, that's him done. Let's do the webbing next, and that will be done using watercolour 846. Right, let's just get the right position. So it's just a case of highlighting edging. So okay, so that's the leather done. Thread bag we will do next, which is 884. If I can find it. 884. Yep. Okay. That's that done. The water bottle is, I'll just check this, 873. That's the one. So I couldn't read on my page whether it's 823 or 873. Right, let's just there we go. All the backpack's coming on nicely, I think. Let's do the misting gut and gas masks, 881. That's that picked out. Starting to come together. So the black we won't touch, the black we will leave as is. So that leaves us now the helmet and the flesh to do. So the helmet, what I do with that is I just use the same colour I originally used in the jacket, which was the 977. So just okay, have the helmet done. And the flesh, I now use 928. Which is a very light flesh, just to highlight the edges. You don't want to use too much of this because this is a very light colour. So let's just there you go. So that's all the highlights put on. So that's him finished. There you go. Okay, so next I'll just go away now and finish off the other figures, and I'll be back with a catch up on how they look. See you in a bit. So here we are, is all the figures done. So we've got the loaders and mortar team through to the figure that we actually painted. So they're basically now ready to have the next stage, which is another coat of varnish, and then all the little details like decals to go on the helmets, etc. to be done. So I'll do that off camera, and I will be back with another part to these videos of basing. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give me the thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care all. Cheers.